Hello guys, welcome to Core Runner YouTube channel. In today's video, we will going to see to SKILLRACK today's daily challenge and daily test solution. So in today's daily challenge, question they given a integer n, and n integer represent the height of the cat. So we need to print the height of the cat in the histogram format. To solve this, we going to find the height of the histogram. So we need to find the highest element among the given n element. So after we finding the highest element, we need to print our histogram. So for that we going to use two for loop. So the first for loop going to iterate from top to bottom, and the second for loop going to iterate from left to right. So using this logic, we going to solve our today's daily challenge. Now let's code it up. So before we going to get input from the user. So now I going to store n elements in array format. At the same time, I am going to calculate the maximum element in the array. So for that, I am going to initialize my max variable to initially 1. So this max function and give a max value. So I am going to assign that max value to max. After getting max value, now we are going to print our array. So for that, I am going to use for loop. So for our for loop going to iterate from the max value to 1. Then our another for loop going to iterate from each element in the array. So I am going to use for each. So now I am going to print the histogram. We need to print our hash character when our element value is greater than our I value. So greater than equal to I value. So after our inner for loop stop the iteration, we are going to print a new line. So our code is now completed. Now I am going to give a first test case input to check our program works correctly. Here I minus. So here is our output. So the first cat height is 10. So 10 hash is printed here, and second cat height is 4. So 4 hash is printed here, and 2, 6, 7 programs work correctly. Now we are going to see the time complexity of the program. So the time complexity of this for loop is n into maximum value of array, and our space complexity is O of 1. So that's all about today's daily challenge. Now we are going to see today's daily test solution. So in today's daily test, I given an integer n, and next line I given n integer, and we need to find the maximum possible even sum. The number of odd number in the first test case is 1, 2 and 3. So if it is odd, we going to neglect the minimum odd number. Second test case, same as first test case, the number of odd number is 1, 2 and 3. I minus a smallest odd number 5. In this third test case, there is no odd number, only even number. So I going to add all the even number and print the result. In this fourth test case, there is total of 4 odd numbers and no even numbers. So I going to add all the odd numbers and I printed the output. So in this fifth test case, there is 2 odd number and 2 even number. So I print sum of all numbers is 10. From this 5 test cases, you can observe when we add 3 odd numbers, the result also odd number. If we add 2 odd number, the result is a even number. Whenever we add a odd number of odd numbers, the result will be also a odd number. So if we add even numbers of odd numbers, the result is even number. If we find our test case has odd number of odd number, we need to minus the smallest possible odd number. So otherwise we can directly print the sum of the given numbers. So using this logic, we are going to write our program. First I am going to get the input from the user. Next I am going to declare a value sum. So initially the value is 0. And to count number of odd number in our test case, so I am going to initialize odd counter. And initial value is 0. So and to find a minimum odd number, going to initialize a minimum odd. with the initial value of int max. So after I going to use a loop to get all the n numbers. So now I going to get current number. So if our current number is a odd number, we need to increment our odd counter, and after we need to update our minimum odd. So this min function give a minimum odd and t, and I going to update my min odd. After this if condition, we need to increment our sum. So sum plus is equal to t. After updating odd the value, now I going to print the sum as a output, and then I going to check if my odd counter is odd. If our odd counter is odd, we need to minus sum with the smallest minimum odd value. So else 0. Program gets over. Now I going to give first test case value to check our program works fine. So as we expected, our result is 6 and the test case 1 output also 6. Now I going to give this fifth test case value. And the output is 10. So it's also matched to our fifth test case output. So our program works fine. So now we going to analyze the time complexity and space complexity of this program. So the time complexity of this program is O of n, and the space complexity of this program is O of 1. So that's all about today's daily test. If you have any queries, ask it in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Bye.